Everybody take a breath. Are you feeling forward motion? You ready to really take another step? A big step? All right. Okay. New energy. We've just launched into this new forward motion. We're going to go into a new direction. Which means we need to let go. Everybody take a breath and just let go. Feel yourself being clear and open. All right. We're moving forward as a church. It's a journey of life. As metaphysical Christians, where do we go toward? Our goal is always Jesus Christ. To become like He taught us to become. That's the metaphysical Christianity. We follow the path of love, the path of acceptance, the path of non-judgment, the path of perfection, the path of healing. We follow that path. That should be our goal. And what He did, we should do in greater. Ready to breathe again? Does that sound good? Yes. All right. The excitement of a master. It's exciting to take this new step. We're literally pulling our energies and emotions out of the past and investing them in the future and investing them in a new journey. So this month we have been dealing with emotions, right? We've been dealing with forward motion. So we know that emotions are the commodity. They're the exchange, they're the money, the currency of our manifestations. So we're pulling our investments out of where they've been to put into a new space. We move from joy to indifference. We know that emotional attachments hold you stuck. Emotional investments let you go forward. This is review. You should all be going, absolutely. I remember that. I remember when all that was said. Everybody nod your head if you remember.
Yes.
Okay, good. That's good. Okay. Then we understood that when we're feeling that reactionary thing, we have 3 little steps to do. Where's my power? Remember I had a hand in creating this? And look for God as my source. Has anybody engaged in using those principles?
Yes.
Okay, we have some hands. All right, great. We live what we need to learn. Everybody remember that? Okay. Today, we're going to learn how to move.
Okay. All right.
Thank you. The excitement of a master. All right. First step. You already own all of the energy of every experience. Every experience that you've had to date, you already own all of the energy. The masters teach you this. When you have an experience and you process it, you are to leave that experience as a stepping stone behind you. And you are to move forward with a clear intention and not carry with you the experience. Do you understand? Okay. What if you all carried your primer reader from first grade in kindergarten? What if you carried every person you ever dated? Some of you do, by the way. Can you imagine how much emotional energy would be invested in your experiences? So the masters leave the experience as a stepping stone because there is information in the experience, isn't it? Are we always wanting to share our experiences with others? Let me tell you what happened to me. Well, your experience may or may not be relevant to what happened, what's happening to them. But when we leave it behind us as if, I'm done with that, we take our energy, our beautiful life force, and we can pull it up and we can invest it in the future without having to worry about where we've been. And someone walking that path behind us will pick it up in the ethers. It's in the ethers now. Everybody understand that? We always teach, if one person says something, if one person does something, if one person holds the light, it goes into this beautiful sea of oneness that we live in, and everybody can appropriate that. Everyone can pull it in. I shared with you the other day when we were in Ireland, we did a prayer, and the prayer that we put out into the universe was very unique and different. It was that we asked the filters be released from the idea of love so that people could remember love in its truest power before the sense of pain was associated with it. The sense of pain and loss. That was the prayer we put out. Does everybody remember that? Interesting, this week I had a client come that I hadn't seen in years. And she said, my intention is, I want to remember what love feels like before all the pain and hurt and loss was associated with it. And I went, did you watch our Sunday service? And she said, no, I haven't. And I thought, how succinct the prayer she brought in matches the prayer that was put in the ethers. And I never thought about love being blocked by the sense of loss and pain and suffering before. Before we put the healing energy out there, now that healing energy is available to everybody. Do you see? Good work, Ireland creatures, by the way. It's up there, it's available. So the Master knows that. As I heal, I leave the steps behind me and I move forward with all of my energy. And I don't carry people. Everybody take a breath, let's release the people we carry. Feel lighter? Okay, a couple of you do. All right. Okay. The emotion in the learning experience becomes cleansed by the wisdom, and you are now free to reinvest it. Energy, from what I understand from science many years ago, which may have changed at this point, because science is ever evolving, but I was taught when I was a wee one that energy never is destroyed. It simply gets redesigned and put into a new space. It becomes something, changes form. Energy is not destroyed, but changes form. The energy you pull out is not the old energy, but it becomes a new usable energy that you can reinvest in something new. All right. So the first thing is stepping stones. Say, I got it. I got it. The second is expectancy. Because a master's eye is fixed on something greater, there is never failure. There is only time. Because the master's eye is always fixed on something greater, the idea of failure does not occur. Now, sometimes it takes time before things manifest. Yes? When we invest our energies, our emotions, with the idea of expectancy, what is the energy of expectancy? It's joy, it's hope, right? It's positive. It has this readiness. I am expectant, I am ready to receive. Do you feel this beautiful expanded energy? Expectancy, all right? We know we are investing our emotions with certainty. There's a certainty. If I expect, there's a certainty, and I cannot fail. It just may take a little longer than I planned. So how many of us start that expectancy with our forward motion, and because it does not manifest within our prescription, we feel failure? We have a hand. While I was in prayer about this, and please hear what I'm saying today. Everything that I'm saying to you today is to lift us into a different vantage point. We're talking about a master consciousness now. We're talking about a higher level that we're walking. So when they were reminding me, my angels were reminding me this expectancy. You know, when we started the building fund again full force was I think 2010. And we were building the sanctuary of inner light. We were all on fire for it. We got all the money coming in, and it was just great. We did everything the bank told us to do. And then at the end of the day, the economy of our world went, and our bank went, and so it didn't happen. And so some of us might have felt like a failure. Maybe, for a minute. But the dream never stopped, did it? We still have our beautiful building fund. We still have our eye on the prize. We're still going forward. And what came to me, we were manifesting a sanctuary of inner light. Maybe we did. Maybe now we're going to manifest a sanctuary of outer divine expression. See? Who knows what we were building during this time? But if we see ourselves as masters, we know that not a drip drop of energy has been lost, not a dollar has been spent. Everything has been set up for the divine perfect moment when that will occur. Do you see? It's timing. You cannot fail. You roll with the time. Okay. When you expect good, there it will be. So we have stepping stones, expectancy. How are we doing so far? All right. The excitement of a master. What does excitement do? All the molecules start bouncing around, and you just get all jazzed up, and everything starts moving faster, and you just feel this excited frequency, and you start vibrating quicker. Have you been around people excited? You either cannot stand them, or it's contagious. Or you start getting excited, and you start getting jazzed, and everything's looking better in your world too. The excitement of a master. It heightens all of our senses. And there's a knowing in excitement. I know what's going to happen. Everything's amped up. Maybe not what's going to happen, but I know something's happening. I know something great's happening. We get amped up. We move into a space and touch a vibration of a master. When we move into a space and touch a vibration of a master, do you ever feel indifference? When you move into a space and touch, do a meditation and talk to Jesus Christ. He's the master. He's the master we know. He's the master we have record of, and we know. Do you ever feel indifference when you touch him? Does he ever go, what's up with you? Is there always not this warm welcome? And do you not feel amped up? The beautiful master consciousness is excitement. It is a beautiful heightened energy. When you read in the life and teachings of the Masters of the Far East, do you know how they greet each other? Oh, they're so excited. They hug each other. There's camaraderie. It's never, oh yeah, I saw you last week. It's this beautiful, warm welcome. As you read the books, it always talks about the Masters coming together. And there's always at least 10, 15 minutes of just welcoming each other. Just rebonding, gathering together, acknowledging one another, and loving each other before they start their business. There is a beautiful harmony of infinite love that exists at that level. And it is a heightened frequency. And you are never met with indifference. In my world, in all that traveling that we do, we meet a lot of people, we're in a lot of energies, and we meet a lot of beings on the other side. If you've ever talked to a disembodied spirit, Sarah's mom might be welcoming and my grandmother may not. They're human. They have this human personality yet. But when you get into the level of a master, one of the most marked energies you feel from them is immediate joy that you're looking at them. It's like, someone wants to connect. And they're so excited. You're actually feeling us? No, they know I'm feeling it. They're not surprised. They're excited. They're excited that we're connecting with it. They're excited that we are experiencing them. And that feeling that they feel is like Jesus Christ. It's this beautiful love and oneness because they have walked the path he walked. They are his brother. They are our elder brethren. They're not here doing anything but trying to help us lift up. And when we were in Turkey, there was one space, it's the only space in the entire place that I've been in my limited travels, but it was the one place where it was full of beings that were of the Christed consciousness just loving us. Just loving us. I don't know if anyone who went with us at Pamukkale, when we went to Philip's tomb, and we did our circle that night, and they were just like, there was like these just hugging us and loving us because we knew they were there. Because we went, hey guys, and we could open and feel that oneness. Do y'all feeling the energy of what I'm saying? Masters, however, will not come into your frequency. you have to reach to theirs. Which is why we need human angels, guides, and teachers. This is why Sarah's ma might become somebody's guide from the other side, because she can reach them in their humanness. And she can stand there and go, oh, when are you going to listen to me? You know? And she can wait patiently. Your guardian angels, they stay with you from birth to death. They're with you all the time. The angels are with you all the time, and they're waiting for you to ask, what do you need? What can I help you with? And they're loving you. They can come and meet you where you are. But the masters, you need to ask. You need to lift your vision up, and you need to say, I am ready to come into a higher level of consciousness to meet you. It's the same with Jesus Christ. Jesus Christ is everywhere present. Do you think if you don't ask to connect with Him, you're unaware of Him? Don't most of you have to say, I ask to see Jesus Christ, or you pray, you call forth His energy, you call forth your own Christ, and then you can feel that connection. Everywhere present, but not everywhere acknowledged. But the masters, because they're holding the frequency for you to become a master, if they come down to your frequency and to your sorrow and your pain without you asking and inviting them, they're leaving their energy. Do I make sense to you?
Yeah.
This is frequency, it's energy, and it's really understanding. There is so much more that we can begin to move toward. You know, masters are at every level as well. You can have a master that teaches you something you're learning. You can have a master that walks with you through a pregnancy to bring forth a life force that's vibrating at the perfection of its potential. We don't have to just go to the holy mountaintop and say, give me a master that connects me with the all there is and I no longer function on the earth plane. It's about having heaven on earth here. Don't you feel that excitement? It's so exciting to be able to touch the energy of someone who has walked this earth plane and mastered it. And they are there waiting to help us. All right. Take a breath. The reason that a master cannot, or will not, chooses not to, doesn't appear to, leave the frequency of their own level of consciousness is because they are always connected in divine love and divine oneness with God. And if they live in that space, where can they meet most of us? In our hearts, where we hold that frequency. If we're fussing and fighting and fuming about something, we likely will pass, ships passing in the night. There will be not a connection. But when we go into our heart, we can open the door to connect with this beautiful, beautiful energy. A master has learned to take the investment of their emotional currency and put it into the good of the whole. That beautiful emotional currency that they have is invested 100% in the good of the whole, in the love of God. And that is where they live. And we touch that every now and then, don't we?
Every Sunday when we greet each other here.
When the masters come and greet in the morning. We touch that and we feel that. We can actually live in that. And the reality is you don't have to give up anything. We are all so afraid, I've got to give up my will. I've got to give up my desires. I've got to give up this. If anyone has tried to give God your will, what does God do? Gives it back. And God, what we're doing when we give up our will, we're saying, show me how to express you on the planet. Well, we still need to express on the planet, don't we? So we're just connecting to that. We want our thoughts. We're connecting our thoughts. We're not giving up our thoughts. We're connecting our thoughts. We're connecting our hearts. So we are now flowing with the good of the whole. We're investing our emotional energy in the good of the whole. And that's the path of the master. And that path is filled with joy. Everybody breathe, making sense? All right, I want to share something with you from Jesus Teacher Healer. I love this book. I sleep on this book. It's under my pillow. Has been for years. Once I heard that Edgar Cayce slept on books to gain knowledge, I did the same. All right. I'm going to read a bit, so stay with me. Although we have seen how White Eagle speaks of the glory of a soul such as the Master Jesus, he also says we are wrong to think that life on earth of any illumined soul is somehow in a category apart from our own. Such lives show us what it is to be human. Then this is White Eagle. We refer to the joy in the life of Master Jesus. You do not possess a complete record of his earthly life or the life of other souls who have attained mastership. So you do not know the spontaneous happiness these masters have enjoyed. The Master said, "He that believes on me, the works I do, shall he do, and also greater." Do not think of the Masters as beings apart from ordinary people like yourselves, but think of them as your elder brethren, as souls who have learned the required lessons, who attained a higher degree of mastery over themselves and then over the physical conditions of life. And what do we call that? Manifestation. What are we trying to master? Manifestation. Above all, they found the joy of life. It is such a temptation to think that it's easier for other people to be good than it is for you, or that your circumstances are more difficult than your neighbor. Do not think you are any different from those who have attained mastery. We are treading the same path they trod. You are here in the body for the same purpose. Many people today do not like the idea of a mediator between themselves and their God. They like to feel that they go direct to the Godhead. They accept the truth of God as an infinite being, infinite divine intelligence, which orders all things, but do not associate that divine intelligence with any human being, thinking this limits their concept of the infinite power of God. Yet, all souls in the end come to realize the need for a spiritual teacher, one greater and wiser who has trodden the same path and therefore can point out the way. Man feels the need for a teacher, one like himself, one who understands his weaknesses, his weariness, his ignorance, and one who loves him. Through such human and divine love, man is lifted up to mastery. The only way to attain this high degree is through a life controlled and mastered by love, a love which contains all the virtues of the Master. Did you feel the energy of those words? And what was Jesus' message? It is not I, but the Father within. I of myself am connected to God. You are God's. You are my brothers and sisters. We are all in this. We are all supposed to remember who we are. I will help you, he said. I will help you. There are masters that will help us. There are beautiful emissaries of light that will help. Will not someone human in this room turn to you if you reach out to them? If you say, I have an issue or a problem, will not someone in this room turn to you and say, I can help you with that? Why do we think spirit is different? We are truly beginning a path of forward motion. The ship has sailed, people, and you're in the boat. So we're on the way. So we want to begin to think of ourselves as joyfully expectant, investing our energy for the good of the whole, which includes who? You, me. If I am hurting, you're going to hurt. If I'm not happy, you're not going to be happy. I do you a disservice if I don't take care of my needs and make myself joyful. Yes?
Yes.
Thank you. So, we invest our energy for the good of the whole, for the good of the whole, for the good of our lives. We have great expectancy, and we have our stepping stones. Are those, is that simple ideas to remember? All right. We have been dealing with emotions. I'm going to tell you the truth. Emotions are the things that trip all of us up. We can logically understand We can spiritually see the truth, but those emotions can still grab us and hold us and wrench us. The masters have learned. Let it, leave it behind, and reinvest it, expect it, walk toward it, and realize everything that's good blesses the whole. So that wrenching of stuckness will not exist. Next time we feel that wrenching, say to yourself, I'm a master in training. Can you say that together?
I'm a master in training.
How does it feel when it comes out of your mouth? Good. Oh, good. See, I'm a master in training. I may not be a master yet. I'm a master in training. And pull that energy back, and then you can reinvest it. Sound like a great goal?
Yes.
Everything I do, you can do in greater. Sounds like a fabulous opportunity. All right, let's go within. God, we open our hearts. I ask that the beautiful energy of your love flood this room. I invite each one of you just to feel this chair you sit on, feel your own energy, feel this space where you sit. And God, we ask for the presence of Jesus the Christ to come into this room and into the consciousness of everyone here. And feel a warm welcome to you. In your mind's eye, let him take you by the hand and lift you up just a little bit. Sometimes we need to get lifted above our own personal thoughts to see clearly. Let yourself lift up just a little bit and look into the eyes of Jesus the Christ. And see the waves of love, the waves of acceptance. Exactly where you are in life, you are loved. Breathe, can you feel? And now watch as he points into another direction. And you may ask now for a master teacher to step forward. Someone who can help you with something you're working on, perhaps. A master to help you with faith, to help you with something in matter, to help you connect, to write, it doesn't matter. Call forth, if you're ready, if you're willing, a master. And watch as they step forward. And feel the warm welcome they bring to you. And as you feel this master, notice your heart. Do you want to apologize for anything? Do you want to say, I'm not worthy? Is there anything of a lower frequency that comes up? Or can you stand and say, I am ready? If the lower frequency comes up, take it out of your body and throw it behind you as a stepping stone. If there's anything negative, pull it up and put it behind you. That was then. And take that energy and hand it to that master and say, I'm ready. I am ready for greater good. Feel the master and feel Jesus Christ by your side. And feel you're loved. You're loved to the depth of your being. And let the vision go, knowing they are with you, but let your focus come to your heart now. Father, Mother God, we want to thank you. We thank you that doors are opening, that paths are made clear. and that we take steps on this forward motion. We love you, God, with our heart, mind, soul, body, spirit. And we are one. And so it is. Breathe, and you can gently open your eyes. Masters in training, how's it feel? Good, great. So, do you think you have a better handle on the emotional body after the month?
Yes.
Some tools to use? And now we have a beautiful opportunity in front of us. You are the divine child of God. No matter where you have come from, no matter the history you hold in your body, no matter the memories of your experiences, you're a child of God. And each one of us sees that in you when you walk in the door. That is what we look for. And each one of us honors and respects your choice and your journey. And say, I do.
I do.
Yea, God.